guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we have a special video with the homie Ian and his clean EK. Also, he's a fellow YouTuber. So this one's special because I've met him through OEM Plus and we've seen each other at a bunch of events, car shows, and he just recently did a time attack event at Socal. So you guys, let's get into today's video. Alright guys, so we got Ian and his time attack, circuit racing EK. So Ian, break down your build. I've always loved purple. I've always loved the SIR setup, but I know it doesn't have SIR bumpers. So break down to the viewers your build.
Sure. First of all, my name is Ian. You guys also might know me as Boom Boom Tisk. So this is my 1998 Civic CX hatchback. It started off as a bone stock Civic before I went and ruined it completely. But first of all, to talk about the color is DAP or Dark Amethyst Pearl, or on the forums they'd say dope ass purple. Okay. But yeah, Dark Amethyst Pearl, it's the original color of the car, but it's been resprayed over the past few years. Okay. Or resprayed once 2 years ago. And yes,
so tell me, what got you into the Honda culture?
Sure. First of all, this was my Gran Turismo car back in middle school. And this car, like, it was just during Fast and Furious times. Yeah. So like having a bright colored car was like the thing to do. Yeah. And the purple color EK in Gran Turismo 2 was like the closest to a custom color in my opinion. And so that's what got me into like liking the Hondas and just growing up around them, and being in Socal, there's just a really big Honda culture out here. And so my original dream car was a Dodge Viper, but I saw that get smoked by a Honda, which again was like, yo, I gotta get me a Honda one day when I grow up. Okay,
that's dope. So do you just at a track event for Chuckawalla, so you race quite often?
I try to. Okay. Yeah. My goal with this car in particular, it started off as a daily driver when it was bone stock, and just over time, like, I always had intentions to progress the build. Hence the reason why I went with the CX chassis, because most of you guys already know it's the lightest one. It's the one that came with like next to nothing, and so I like the idea of something simple that I could just build on and continue driving, and something also very reliable too. So now it's really a track car predominantly. That's what I've dedicated it to. Okay. And yeah, we just try to go out and get as much seat time as we can.
Nice. What was your recent track time that you got?
At this last event at Chuckawalla, the car did a best of a 2:16. At Chuckawalla 2 years ago, my best time there was a 2:11, so I was still pretty far off. But it is what it is. Like, I had some issues. The car is actually going to be in the process of getting a new rebuilt transmission, and just other updates too. Okay.
So for the guys that go all out, and you got some guys that go on a budget, what would you say is probably the easiest route on a budget building a circuit car?
Oh man. Well, for us here, especially at OEM Plus, we like to emphasize suspension tuning.
Okay.
And so a lot of times I like to tell people, just take a simple car, make sure that all the maintenance is up to date, everything's reliable, you know, like oil leaks and all that stuff is fixed, but then do the suspension, like do bushings, do ball joints, find yourself a good coilover, and then get yourself a nice wheel and tire combination on there, and then drive the car, you know, just try to see how you like the car as is, and then build from there.
Yeah, I've heard stories, like one of my friends, he has an Integra, and he went from one motor to a different motor.
Yeah.
And he changed the suspension, and when you change it, well, you have the suspension already set to how you want it. When you put a different motor in, you have to adjust to the power, the power ratio.
That's also, in my opinion, what makes it fun, though.
Okay.
Like, to me, it's, you know, a lot of times I've seen people get bored with cars.
Yeah.
And this car I've had since 2016.
Oh, okay.
And like over the years, it's had like 3 different engine configurations, different suspension. And so I feel like I'm constantly finding something new to change or tinker with, you know?
Okay.
Like alignment settings, or, I mean, it hasn't changed too much, but it's just like, just enough where, hey, my next track visit, maybe I want to try this. You know?
Okay, okay. Also, you guys, don't mind the wind. It is windy in California right now, and it's very cold.
It's cold in SoCal right now.
Yeah, dude, it's like in the 60s right now. It's not even 5 o'clock yet.
You gotta stay warm.
So tell me about the outside. What do you have going on?
First of all, well, besides the color, it's got an Exceed front lip. It has I just recently installed the TrackWorks Performance quick releases on there, just to help clear the tires a little more on the inside.
Okay.
So shout out to TrackWorks for sending that out to me. The rest of the exterior is pretty basic. It's got, you know, a little bit of a Osaka Kanjo style livery to it, which is a big inspiration for me with this car.
Okay.
It's got, these are actually like a Zero Fighter doors that can. This was from Zero Fighter, so there's like stuff that I collected from Japan trips that's kind of made its way on here.
Okay.
The net is a Zero Fighter net, and then out in the back here, it's just all basically EK9 stuff. It's got the EK9 wing, EK9 rear lip, and then we have clear tails here. The bumper cuts have been done, and a Zero Fighter tow hook and exhaust underneath.
So do the bumper cuts help aero-wise when going to the track?
You know what? I like to think that if it looks cool, I feel like I'm going faster. But honestly, I don't know that. I mean, the idea is that you're reducing drag out of the back bumper so it doesn't act like a giant parachute.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the best thing, you know, if you're really going to be on this is to test it with, you know, actual data, which I haven't done yet. So it's more like right now, I would say it's an aesthetic thing more than anything.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
And then what exhaust do you have running? Is it a Buddy Club or is it a Zero Fighter?
It's an actual Zero Fighter.
Nice. I know they sound very similar to the Buddy Clubs, but
yeah, well, it's basically a straight pipe.
Ooh.
Yeah, and so it's quite a treat driving for 4 hours in those silencers.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's very like Osaka style, kind of traditional. I tried to keep a lot of that theme with this car.
Okay, nice. And then interior wise, oh, actually, your wheels.
Sure.
They're Buddy Clubs, if I'm correct.
They're Kosei K1s.
Oh, they look like Buddy Clubs.
15x7. Yes, they look like Buddy Clubs. Which later on I realized that they came in white, so a lot of people would mistake them for that. But they're powder coated white.
Okay. Okay.
So these were done about around the same time the car got painted. So at one point they were actually very nice and clean. And several track days later, it's showing some wear there. But you know, at the end of the day, that's what the car was meant for. So
yeah.
And then the tires, I will say they are Nankang CRSs. And so these tires, I mean, it's been a great tire. I've been going back to on this car. So
okay, nice. I've always liked how white looks on any car, except the fact they get dirty so fast. But like with this purple, I just love that the accent on the white just goes so well.
Thank you.
And then the taillights. I've been noticing these a lot more lately.
Yeah.
Especially like at the recent Auto Fashion event. I saw them on an EK and a DC2. Are these hard to find? Because I know for a while they were actually hard to come by.
You know, I got lucky with these at the time. I was able to pretty much, they're a depot headlight, a depot tail light, and I just went on and bought them off of eBay.
Oh wow.
After the fact, and it was cool because they came with new like tail light gaskets and everything.
Okay.
But after the fact, people were asking me like, "Where'd you buy them?" And I was so confused because I was like, "Yeah, just buy them online." And then it was like they couldn't find them. So I guess I got lucky that I bought them when I did. But that's pretty cool. The taillights have red LED bulbs.
Oh wow.
Too. And so these are all like last fit bulbs
Okay.
in there. And then the other side is kind of, again, with the theme of the car. We got LED with the kudu kudu revolving.
Oh, it's sick.
So people tell me, hey, your brake light is on. No, it's not. It's there. It's working.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. And so what do you have inside the interior?
Well, first of all, not a whole lot.
The track car, so
Yeah.
I know that you gotta take out majority of weight
Yeah.
reduction.
Yep. But inside, steering wheel is a Momo Monte Carlo 350 millimeter steering wheel.
Okay.
I just recently installed this fast line shifter, and it's got a Battlecraft shift knob on there, 44 millimeter.
Okay.
And then it has Recaro SPG buckets. Oh, bucket.
Yeah.
At the track, I run a G-force harness, and then in between street driving is just the regular factory seatbelt.
Okay.
And then inside it has an auto power race bar, and that was a very fun bar to install because it was one piece. So
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
that took a couple tries before I finally got it in the car.
Nice. Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, oh, it looked like it was simple install, but if it's a one piece, oh, dude,
Yeah,
it's
I had to like remove the rod here.
Yeah.
So that the door could swing open all the way.
yeah.
Just to try to get it. So my fiance and I were like shoving the thing in there and doing it. It took a couple tries.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. And so, like, I know some guys, they prefer a 4-point.
Mhm.
Would you have gone to the front if you wanted to go like something more aggressive, or would you like the 4-point for how it is?
For the harness.
Yeah, just for the roll cage itself.
Oh, for the roll bar, I would love to actually update it. It's just kind of this interior. Honestly, it's one of the things where I feel like there's a lot of room for improvement.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to eventually repaint it, and then like I want to do a full roll cage in here. Just because this car is, I just plan on tracking it. Like that's kind of just my intention with it from here on out.
Okay.
And so yeah, I think a full roll cage would be cool. Yeah, and so that's hopefully down the road we can do that.
Okay. And then suspension wise, what else you have going on suspension wise, like with everything?
The car is on S3 coilovers, so shout outs to S3 suspension. It's on the street and track version, so the front springs are 14K and the rears are 10K. And so it's a pretty cool setup. They've been super helpful with everything that I've needed, and the car they actually include a Swift spring in there as well. So again, really cool. And then besides that, the car's got Megan Racing front and rear control arcs, and that's actually been found and sourced here with OEM Plus. The car also has the Function 7 LCA and brace, kind of like that, that nice little bar underneath.
Yeah.
I have that. And that's it. That's pretty much it. Everything else is pretty simple, like stock ball joints and tie rods, all that kind of just maintenance, really.
Okay. So you don't really need that much suspension wise.
Yeah, it's relatively simple, I would say. Yeah. And it rides great too on the street.
Okay. And then engine wise, I know a lot of guys are always
What
like,
we all been waiting for.
right? That's what they always want to see is what motor
All right.
people are running.
Rip
So
off hoods?
also, really quick, what hood is this?
I don't know.
Oh.
It's kind of a mystery hood.
It
but,
looks like a Battlecraft.
It's kind of similar. It's a vented hood. It's kind of Jay's Racing style. I don't really know, honestly.
Yeah.
I just picked it up off of a friend of mine here locally.
Okay.
And it was just kind of an impulse buy almost. And then it's been glassy dipped black. So it also needs some work.
Okay. One thing that people need to understand is like when it's a race car, you're not going to see the prettiest setup.
Yeah.
And it looks how I've seen a lot of track cars where, it's just a B series motor, intake, header.
Yeah. Very simple car.
Okay.
Nothing crazy here.
Yeah.
It's a B16 A2, so like a 99 2000 Civic Si EM1.
Okay.
And it's also a B16 transmission in there. Besides that, though, the engine itself is stock. It's got like JDM ITR headers, the intake obviously, but then I ran this like sort of makeshift catch can setup here.
Yeah.
And then this was just stuff like that I picked up again going to Japan. You'd see stuff like this on a lot of the circuit cars.
You do.
And so a lot of that was also inspired by One Make Race, and the car actually is built to what my interpretation, I suppose, is a one make race spec. So the car is a 1600cc. It's got a stock final drive. It's got the full size radiator, and the tire size is also kind of close to one make race spec.
Okay. And one thing I noticed is the shock towers are cut out. Mm-hmm. And do you bottom out quite often?
When I used to daily drive this car, it was many years ago, and the car was set up like more of a street style.
Okay.
And so the car was like pretty slammed on some 16s.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and I would drive it to work, and it used to hit like all the time.
Yeah.
I pulled into work one day, just like it was like the last straw, and I took a cutter out and I didn't even mask anything off.
Oh no.
I was just going at it. Like that's why the cuts are so crude, because they were done in anger.
Okay.
I mean, looking back on it now, if I were to recommend anybody who's gonna cut towers,
yeah,
I would at least keep maybe keep some section here, because you don't need to cut that much out of it.
Oh, I see.
I do have caps.
Yeah.
That could get welded here on eventually.
Yeah.
But I gotta find them.
Yeah.
And then eventually, I would like to again repaint the engine bay, just like the interior. Give it make it a little bit more presentable.
Yeah. One thing that I noticed in San Diego is you see a lot of slam cars, whether it's Hondas, VIP cars, they are dumped.
Mini trucks.
Yes, you see them just all day.
That's the vibe out here, man.
Yeah, as long as I've lived in Socal, North County, every time I come to San Diego, it's always a slam car, but it's just the right way to do it.
Yeah,
it's just perfect.
It's like if you can't spark it, park it.
Yeah, exactly. And I see some guys at intersections just doing like a 3-point angle turn on the driveway. I'm like, yep, I've been there.
Taking out lane reflectors, it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, that is I think to SoCal style, it's like ride height is key.
Okay.
This car is, not that low compared to other guys' cars.
Yeah, no, it's relatively.
I tried to get it down, but we're still being able to track it. And all that stuff.
Nice. I love that in Japan you see all their engine bays look just like this.
Yeah,
just very simple.
It's about. There's things. There's still other things I would do to it.
Yeah.
That would be another piece that I would see there, but yeah, it's not too far off. I would say.
Yeah, yeah. I love it. To me, it's like I'm looking at a car from Japan that you would just see at a night meet.
That's the highest form of compliment I can receive.
That's sick. So anything future-wise that you would plan on doing to the engine, what do you have planned?
Oh, man. I think with this car, I want to keep building on the B16.
Okay.
And my goal has been to try to get it as fast as I can in an N1 spec.
Okay.
A Japanese Zero Fighter N1 spec car.
Yeah.
And so it'll probably still have a B16. It'll probably still be generally the same spec with the same tire sizes. I do have another transmission on the way that's going to go in there, so hopefully we can get some nice clean runs at the track again.
Yeah.
I'm shooting for a good time at streets.
Yeah.
The best time this car has done at streets was a 129.8.
Oh wow.
And so that's with just 205 tires, and to me, I'm pretty proud of that. I would love to see it go faster.
Okay.
Maybe even at 25.
Yeah.
If I can. But so I'm gonna do that, and then eventually, when there's time to change it, or if I feel okay, we've maxed ourselves out in this setup, then we'll get something cooking in there.
Heck yeah. That's dope, man. I love the build. The first time we met was at a meet in, where was it at?
I think it was in San Diego.
Yeah.
Was it Rex Fest?
Yeah, it was Rex Fest. And I saw the car and I was just I kept walking on the car dude, I just love the color. The colors drew me first. And then just going over the build, I'm like, I wonder if he tracks his car. And then we had seen each other over so many different events all over SoCal.
This car's never out.
Yeah. And so I was like, I want to feature the car. It looks, like I said, I love the purple. I've always loved the 96, 98 bubble headlights. I don't like the 99 2000. I just feel like it's, I don't know.
Pre-facelift fronts right here.
Yeah. And I tell everybody that, I feel like this version of the EK is like the big brother to an EG.
Yeah. They all, they're so close in family.
Yeah.
Kind of almost interchangeable sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely helps. When you go into either car, you feel the similarities for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Is there any other Honda you would build? Or would you?
I want to build them all.
Yeah, right?
Well, right now, this car it's kind of at a good spot, and so like changes are kind of slow.
Yeah.
And just like pretty basic stuff, nothing too major. Right now I have my FA5 8th Gen Civic that is my daily driver, and I actually took that out to the track recently too.
Oh, sick.
So kind of got a feel for that. And so there's some stuff I might want to change on there. And then my fiance has her FL5.
Ooh.
She got an 11th Gen Civic Type R.
Sick.
So that car, maybe down the road, we might do something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or just keep driving it. I like Hondas, man.
Yeah.
I like all kinds of cars. Man.
Yeah.
I feel like Hondas was kind of where I felt like I really grew into like cars.
Yeah. I think we call it getting bit by the bug. Once you're in, you're stuck, dude. Like I've seen guys that they leave the Honda game, they get into Beamers or American cars, or they just get a car they can just drive, and they buy another car, and it's like I bought another one, and they buy a Honda, and it's like same thing again. But I think usually the second time around they use suspension and wheels and just make it look clean.
Yeah, you get to a point where it's like you start to appreciate them as they are.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like that is the beauty of Hondas in particular. There's like this less is more mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's kind of a little off the deep end here with this car compared to some, but like I feel like you can do so much with something simple,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is just the charm of these 90s Hondas in particular.
Yeah. Well, definitely to put some clips of you at the track. Before we end the video here, is there any shout outs you want to do?
Sure. This is the part where it's like the Grammy
Right.
Got my whole entourage.
Yeah.
But, just want to say shout outs to obviously friends and family. Shout outs to my fiance Cindy for she's basically been through this build. She probably knows this car just as well as I do. All those nights that I've had her pump the brake pedal so I can bleed it or something.
Yeah.
All those kind of things, and so she's taken a lot of naps in that Recaro seat in there, but
yeah,
definitely shouts to her, shouts to her daughter Brooklyn too for always just being a part of this whole build and the rest of the family. Shouts to my parents, my mom and my dad, for kind of growing into accepting that this is a passion of mine and something that's not going to go away.
Yeah.
And so there's that. Shout outs to OEM Plus, the guys here for just giving me a space to continue to develop this car.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just definitely came a long way, man. And then just shout outs to everybody over the years who's supported me personally, or also gravitates to this style, or is just trying to keep this 90s Honda body culture alive.
Yeah.
It's because you guys are excited about these cars, we can build cars like this, and it's still cool.
Yeah.
2024.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, thank you for taking time out of your day. I know it's Saturday. Got here a little early, but I love the car. I hope.
I wasn't ready for you.
Yeah. But again, thank you for taking time out of your day to just meet up, do the feature. I love to see this car again. Hopefully, there'll be some more updates, and hopefully I want to get to another track event just to either be in coverage or be in car with somebody, or just to go there. I've always just wanted to see what it's like.
Welcome to join us.
Okay.
That'd be awesome.
Well, hell yeah, man. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one. Also, follow him on YouTube. I'll put everything for his channel below. He does some dope videos. I actually watch his videos and try to implement his content into mine. So if you see anything that he does in my videos, thanks to him. All right, man. Thank you. I get to go in the S2000 to do the rollers. Sick. the amazing view of Golden Hour. Shout out to OEM Plus and the guys, dude. Perfect camera car. But the color of this car with that background, solid. That was fun. That was dope. Thanks to Ty for letting me ride his S1000, dude. The Gen 2 spoon bucket seats are so comfy. If you guys have ever sat in them, they are legit. It was the perfect, it was what I needed to get some rolling shots. But regardless, I hope you guys liked today's video. If you guys are watching this, watching the videos, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like, drop some comments. The Honda content is coming. I just want to give you guys a quick heads up. We will be at WeekFest Dallas doing coverage, and I'm gonna be doing a feature while we're out there, so stay tuned for that. I want to say I want to have another feature coming up before then. If not, I'm sorry, but you guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for you guys' support. There is new merch coming. I want to give you guys a heads up also. New merch dropping. They will be dropping beginning of December, so if you guys are going to be at the State Classic event at the Sleigh and Ride event, we'll be dropping all the merch there, so stay tuned for that. But you guys, I gotta make my way home. I am beat, I am hungry, so we will see you guys in the next one.